down.
Yes, people. What is good? Welcome back to my channel. Apologies for the lateness. It's been a heck of a day. It's been a crazy weekend. We're gonna try and stick to 45 minutes on this one. Tosin, welcome back. How you feeling? You cooled down from yesterday?
I'm 50-50. Yeah, I fluctuate from I'm good to angry to I'm good. I fluctuate. I think seeing the stuff that Bernardo Silva was saying and Haaland's antics again, that makes me angry. But outside of that, result-wise, I'm good.
You know what? There's so much to unpack here. Like I thought we'd be able to talk about Tottenham. I probably don't think we'll get to Tottenham, but there's so much to unpack here, and I really want to unpack it today, right? Because I really think that that game yesterday, I think the end of it, the fallout, obviously the Rodri injury, the refereeing decision, there's so many things that you can talk about that takes away the focus on the actual game itself and the performance. So I actually wanted to start off with the performance first. So let's actually talk about the performance. Obviously, you lot were away at the Etihad. I'll give you my opinion first, right? I thought Man City started like a house on fire. I thought they came straight out the blocks. Yeah, and I thought for the first 10 minutes, you lot were all over the shop. And I actually think you're somewhat fortunate that you weren't 2-0 down in that period. Obviously, Haaland, the first goal, Savio completely blamed Calafiori. And then I thought the defending from Gabriel was not good. Was not good at all. And it's got the hot hand at the moment. Literally one chance, one goal. And then I look at the Gundogan chance as well. Bernardo Silva plays that pass in, and that Gundogan touch completely. A player of his caliber on his right foot, he really should get that on target. But yeah, like, what was your feeling at that point in the game? Just the first 10 to 12 minutes of the game. Where was your head at?
It's Man City. They can do that to the best of teams. You know, like my head was like, okay, cool. Like we know it's gonna be a challenge. We knew it was gonna be a challenge. We knew this is not gonna be like Spurs. We knew this is not going to be at Atalanta. We knew this is not going to be like Villa. They're the champions for a reason. They're the best manager. They're going to want to come and show and flex that they're the big boys. And I would agree. The first 10, 15 minutes, they were better than us. You know, there's nothing more you can really say. They were better than us. They created the chances. I know Gundogan, it's like he's missing his scoring touch. I think it's going to be like catch up when he gets one, because he missed a couple really good chances against Inter, and he missed against Arsenal as well. So yeah, that's all I was thinking in my mind. I was thinking, oh man, we conceded. I was actually thinking, okay, cool, we got to shut Haaland out. But when I saw he scored in minute 9, I'm like, okay, it could be a long afternoon. I want to see how we regroup from this. And that's, if you want to see my mindset, that first 10, 15 minutes, it was more just stay in the game, damage limitation, don't do anything stupid, don't allow like a 1-2 punch combo, just keep it 1-0 and let's feel our way into the game. Let's put our personality into the game.
Fair enough. Yeah, man, I feel like that Rodri, I think your assessment of how the game went at that point in time was fair. And honestly, I thought, yeah, they're here for the taking. Like Man City can literally just a bit more cutting edge, a bit more of what you were doing, more of the same. And this game could really be snatched away from Arsenal before half time. But you could talk me through this. I felt like you guys then really started to feel your way into the game. And I don't know what it was, but I think once Man City lost Rodri and then that Calafiori goal went in, I feel like the momentum completely shifted.
Yes, talk to me. It's all to do with belief. It's belief, and like I was saying, I said it in the video I put out yesterday. But like people say what you want. Our mentality has shifted for me of the team the past week. Like one of the reasons why we start that way is people are forgetting. Hello, Man City have had 3 back-to-back home games. We've had 3 back-to-back tough away games. We had Spurs away. Then we had Atalanta away, who are say what you want. Yeah, they lost their first 2 games of the Serie A season. They've won their last 2, if not their last 3. They won their last 2 since before they played us. Lookman back in the team. Gasperini, a good coach. We knew it was going to be an awkward game. We played on Thursday. Then we're going away to Man City on Sunday.
That was a stink fest, though. Be honest, that was a stink fest.
It was a stink fest, right? When I saw the lineup, I knew it was going to be a stink fest, right? I knew exactly what we were trying to do there. We were trying to go there, low block the heck out of them, stifle them. But really and truly, it was a game. I'm not to focus too much on Atalanta, but it was a game that takes a lot out of a team. Like, in as much as we stifled them, they stifled us. Like, I don't believe we went out there trying to play that way. Like, we actually went out there and we had decent chances on the break, right? So, of course, you'd be granted for giving us, okay, cool, you're playing Man City. This is like the biggest game of the season for us on our calendar. And yeah, like, but once Rodri went off, I think the momentum swung. But it was a combination of things. I'd love to, people are going to say, oh yeah, Rodri. That does play a part, but I'm not going to put it entirely down to Rodri because we started to grow back into the game. And once we got that goal from Calafiori, the momentum swung and then we took over. Right, and then and the thing is, people want to say what they want to say, but even before the Gabriel chance, Trossard has a decent opening in front of goal. Gabriel has a clear cut chance.
Header, yeah,
the same as as clear as the one he scored and the one he scored against Spurs. He misses that. We're taking hold of the game, and then we go 2-1 up, and I think at that point it's deserved. We deserved it. Like we rattled them. They tried to bully us. They tried to get in our faces. We stood up to it, and we went blow for blow with them. Contrary to what many people are saying, oh yeah, dirty cheats. We went blow for them. First half, 11v11. We went blow for you, and we were 2-1 up. So that's it was just belief, and it was just the team's mentality. If you ask me.
See, I really want to buy into the whole fuzzy belief stuff that you're saying, and I know you really believe that, and I'm sure there is belief with Arsenal, but I think we also need to talk about Man City as well because I think they were poor. Let's be honest, they were poor.
But we've been saying this for the past 3 seasons. We've been saying this is a team whose powers are declining, but then they do the business at the end of the season, and then everyone forgets about it.
Yeah, but this is one game in isolation. I'm not saying that they've been poor this season. I'm saying that in that moment, in that game, in that first half, I would say from around minutes, yes, probably from the moment Calafiori scored or Calafiori scored till halftime, they were poor. They didn't create anything else.
Not till halftime, till the end of the match. They were dead.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
But that's why I want to take it in stages because we're going to talk about the second half. Yeah. So I'm saying I thought they were poor. I thought the only player who was really, really bringing the heat was Savio. Savio was the only one who I felt actually can leave that game with his hand, with his head held up high because I thought he actually tried. Like he gave Calafiori, sorry, he gave him a really, really tough debut. I know he scored, but I don't want that to take away from the fact that he got cooked. Savio really, 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 really put the fear of God in him, and I just felt as if Man City didn't take advantage of that. I looked at the midfield, Bernardo doing, and we'll talk about Bernardo, but Bernardo doing this thing that he normally does in some of these games where he just coasts. The guy just coasts, does nothing, and no one will say anything because it's Bernardo Silva. No one will say anything. Kovacic just doing the whole recycling thing when he came on. Just Gundogan, I just felt like his presence completely faded after the 10 minutes, just faded. And obviously, your confidence grew. But let's talk about the Trossard incident because we have to talk about the Trossard incident. I mean,
one thing on why things change is you're forgetting. What if part of it was us actually stopping them from playing the way they play?
Because I think that plays a part.
Because two pieces of play led to their goals. What was that? Just a direct runner. Someone taking the ball and moving it and progressing it. None of this tippy-tappy stuff. Like even for the equalizer, the 2-2, where does the corner come from? It comes from a Grealish take on. None of this, pass it this side. No, I'm getting the ball, I'm running at someone. And I was surprised because Savio got a lot of joy at that. You'd think Pep would actually have made changes quicker to bring in players who could do that. Doku wasn't doing it, so I think because the way that Man City played, we figured them out. and I believe they're angry about that. We figured them out. They've not beaten us in 4. No one's talking about. They've not beaten us 4 straight games now. They failed to beat us. They didn't beat us in Community Shield. They didn't beat us at our ground when we beat them 1-0, fair and square. They didn't beat us at their ground where they made fun of us for drawing 0-0, and they didn't beat us here today. We figured out how to play them. And I think, when you figured out Man City when Pep is trying to do all these extra mind game stuff instead of just being normal, being direct and doing what's simple. The same thing happened with Tuchel when Chelsea beat them a couple of times and then beat them in the Champions League final. We know how to rattle them. So that's a big part. That's a big part to play in how City performed as well. So let's not forget that.
I don't think that. I think you're justified in saying these things you're saying, but I think it's a bit of both, right? It takes you guys playing well enough to stop them playing their game, and you can still play your game, and it also takes them being poor enough to not counteract and try and hit you with something different. And we saw a lot more of the same in the second half. But let's talk about the Trossard situation.
That's down to the manager, though. Just saying,
it's both. I think it's down to the manager and the players. It's both. Let's be honest, it's both. Fair. So let's talk about Trossard, right? Because I want to know where you stand in this incident, because a lot of Arsenal fans have conflicting opinions. Obviously, he went ballistic yesterday, and understandably so, right? But before I give my opinion, what's your opinion? What's your opinion?
My opinion is Trossard is a fool. That's my opinion. He's a fool. He's stupid. That's a stupid decision from him. I don't want to play this whole victim. Oh, refs are against us. Oh, this, that. Oh, refs are against us. This is a conspiracy. Accept it. That is life. That is life. The refereeing is poor. Winners win regardless of that sort of stuff. Winners will win. You'll find a way to win. When people try and do stuff to try and... You already know the refs. You already know the refs are terrible. You know the refs are terrible. Like, bruv, him doing that means, bro, you've not learned from Brighton. You've not learned. You have not learned from Brighton at all. What that tells me is you actually believe that victimhood mindset. Oh, yeah, like, it's just the refs against us. Bro, it's not the refs against you. You were right in front of the ref. It was 2-1. This is a big game. And you barred. Number one, the barge in the back could easily be a yellow on itself. No one's talking about that. Then you boot the ball away. Literally, how many weeks after your own teammate got sent off for that? It's so stupid. And yes, people can say, yes, it's true. There should be consistency. Doku should be booked. But regardless of that, Trossard could easily not give the referee a decision to make.
Facts.
You don't need to give the referee a decision to make. You already know that it doesn't make sense. That's like me knowing a place is going to sell me bad chicken and chips, me having money, yet me still going there, buying the chicken and chips, and then being surprised at the chicken. You know the referees are terrible. You know they're inconsistent. You know that things actually have been swayed a bit unfairly in our favor. Why would you then give the ref a decision and then cry victim? It's stupid. And I think he sold the game for us, man. I'm not with all of this. Oh, yeah, the game's gone. Yeah, it is, the game's gone, but the rules are rules. Deal with it.
You heard him. You heard him, people. A lot of people kept giving you some props on your take on the analysis. I agree. I think it's a bit of both, personally. If that was a Tottenham player that got sent off for that, if that was a Tottenham player that got sent off, I'd be furious at the player, and I'd be furious at the decision as well. I'd look at both, because I think in that situation, yes, rules are rules, but I think referees, they exert a level of common sense when it's a game, especially of that magnitude, right?
Yeah.
We've seen countless times where yellow card offenses are not given yellow cards because it's in the spirit of the game. They don't want to spoil the game, etc., etc. Cool.
Kovacic at our ground.
Exactly.
Kovacic at our ground, where Howard Webb even came out after the match and said Michael Oliver should have given him a second yellow, but because of the game, because to try and facilitate the flow of the game, he did not do it. So I get that point on consistency, but bro, you already know what they're going to do. You already know going into this match, the refs probably are going to do something stupid. You already know that. Why would you then prompt that? Why would you prompt that, especially at 2-1 up? We've worked so hard to get to where we get to. And it's just before halftime. All you need to do is just keep your head, and you do something
100%.
stupid. Nah, man. Even talking about it now gets me angry. It's so naive, from. It's so stupid, so petulant, so disappointing. Arteta has to rip into him, bro. Arteta has to, of course, say what he said publicly, but privately, he better rip into him, bro. You never do that type of nonsense again, or you are not touching my starting 11. Not at
Agree.
Man City away. Not at Man City away. You do not do this. No way.
Facts. And this is literally what I was trying to say to Turkish. Like, you have, as I said, if it was me, whilst I can understand, oh yeah, like how like it's all spirit of the game, I'd be furious at my player. I would be furious at my player in such a key situation. Why? You don't need to do that. Why boot the ball away? It's like you said, you didn't learn your lesson from Brighton. Why do it? It was just silly. It was very, very silly. Like, of course, you don't, as a neutral, you don't want to see a game spoiled in no circumstances. As a Spurs fan, I thought it was great, personally. But
yeah,
as a neutral,
great game.
As a neutral, no, I thought the decision to send him off was great. But as a neutral, yeah, I'm sure you don't want to see a game of football spoiled like that. But you just want to see players be more sensible. And I'm seeing too many Arsenal fans leaning towards I'm seeing too many Arsenal fans leaning towards the injustice and not putting enough blame on Trossard. What he did was indefensible. Sorry.
And the thing is, when it happened with Rice, I said the same thing. I said, stop playing a victim. You can't change what referees do. You can't control what they do. But you can control what you do. And I had fans, oh yeah, referee conspiracy, referee. I'm like, okay, even if it is that, you can't control them, but you can control what you do. But now look, it's happened. It's happened again. It's happened again, and they've done it again. We don't have any influence on Michael Oliver or all of these guys, but we have an influence over what we do as a team. It's just, yeah, it's disappointing, man. It's disappointing. Disappointing.
Yeah, so the game obviously goes halftime. You lot are 2-1 up. Obviously now you're down to 10 men. The second half starts. I think he takes off Saka almost immediately, doesn't he? And he brings
which was bold from Arteta because he never does that.
Took off Saka. Took off Saka and brought on Ben White. So to me, that said, yep, this is literally backs against the wall. Let's try and defend this 2-1 lead. And if there is a slight glimmer of hope on the counter-attack, at least you've got Martinelli with the pace. That's what I felt at half-time.
I thought had a decent game.
Go on.
Martinelli, I thought he had a decent game.
Oh, yeah. I thought he did as well. I thought he did. He got the assist. I thought he worked hard. But I want to get your thoughts, because obviously you're the Arsenal fan. Beyond, obviously, in fact, I want you to give me your opinion on both teams, right? Give me your opinion firstly on Man City, and then, in fact, no, give me your opinion on Arsenal, because I think if you're going to give me an Arsenal perspective, I don't want it to sound as if like I'm being shady or whatever by talking about how poor Man City were. But so give me your opinion on how you think Arsenal played in the second half and who are your standouts, and then give me your opinion on Man City.
So my opinion on Arsenal, honestly, who it reminded me of, Inter when they played Barcelona, when Busquets did all that garbage to get Mata sent off, and Inter, it was backs to the wall. I thought I couldn't be any more proud of the team. I thought it was a phenomenal, it was a masterclass in defending. And you got so many people, oh yeah, yada 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 yada, cheat, dirty, especially Man City players, which is disappointing. But I thought it was really good defending. They never looked like scoring. They never looked like scoring at all. And the mad thing is, I'm gonna say something mad, but if that was on the other foot and we were playing at home 11v10, absolutely, I think we open them up and we score. I think we do. They never look like scoring. So that tells you the level of effort. I think I saw something like the ball was in play for 35 minutes of the 45. Like, that is phenomenal energy, phenomenal work rate. And I think my standout players, I've been talking about him, Yuri and Timber. I've been talking about this guy. Like, I knew he was a good player and I knew he was a good defender. He is a ridiculous defender. ridiculous. Like the energy levels, the intelligence, the positioning, the 1v1 prowess. I think I'm not gonna lie. I think he might be a better right back than Ben White, in my opinion. To be honest,
Wow.
I think he might be because
Big praise.
I think he might be because White is a top defender, but White struggles in 1v1 duels when people take him on. I don't really see that weakness in Timber, right? Timber,
It's
of
only been
course,
5 games though. We don't know. You need to see it over the course of a season though. For
we'll
Timber.
see in it. But like I've seen, okay, maybe it's true over the course of the season. That's fair. But Timber, like this, the guy,
People are agreeing though.
every time he's played, bruv, every time he's played, he's never looked bad. Never. The guy always looks good. Community Shield, he looked good. Nottingham Forest, he looked good. Then he got his injuries. Ever since he's come back, bro, like my man had an ACL. Some fans were saying, oh, he's never going to be the same. He's going to lose his verticality. He's going to lose the explosive burst. No, none of that. He's coming. He's like, forget your weird, faithless excuses. I'm going to come and I'm going to work hard. And he's forced his way back into the team. So for me, him, of course, Decker's putting great work, covering a lot of ground. Gabriel, William Saliba. Like, what can you say about these guys? They put in a phenomenal effort. So, yeah, those would be my standouts, man. You're in Tim, of course, Raya as well. He's been good. Partey
He's very good.
Partey had probably one of his better games. Probably that's his best game for us.
That's his best game this season.
That's his best game this season. So that's what I'd say on us. You said I should talk about City as well.
Yeah. There was a comment you made though that I was just like, I don't know if I agree with that. I can't remember what did you just say now. It wasn't about Timber. It was I can't remember what you said, but I just didn't agree to it. But go on. Yeah, Man City.
What? That we stopped them?
No, you said it. Sorry, you said, yeah, that's it. You said 11v10 at the Emirates. We go on to win.
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, you probably do because they wouldn't set up the way you would set up. Man City wouldn't play that way. They wouldn't bring on an extra centre back and go ultra compact and close off the space because he'll still believe in his team's ability to hurt you with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it, which is why I feel like they would lose that game of football because inevitably 11v10 with a team trying to keep possession against a top side, you will lose the ball and there will be gaps.
Yeah, but also more so is that Man City don't defend as well as Arsenal. So that's the point I'm making.
Yeah, they don't. I agree.
So there's no way if you put them in the situation they put us in yesterday, there's no way they do what we did. No way. No chance. And so and that's what I say. I'll tell you the truth, Man City, they're the champions. I want to give them respect. I know the past 2 seasons I've actually run my mouth prematurely. Oh yeah, they're declining, their powers are declining. This is the time. And they've shut me up, to be fair. I've had to eat a lot of humble pie. So that's why this season, if you asked me before the start of the season, I would have told you. Now, do I think Arsenal can win the league? Yeah. Who do I think will? If you had to, I thought City would, right? But Arsenal have done something to kind of convince me otherwise the past few weeks. And I don't want to make it about Arsenal, but the thing about City is I was disappointed. I was disappointed in how they acted. This is Man City. They're meant to be the champions. They're meant to be the example. All their players moaning, crying, Bernardo saying, oh, at least Liverpool come. I was like, wow, we've rattled you. We've rattled you. This is Man City who are good at keeping their nerve. All of the charges, blah, blah, blah. They came to our ground, beat us 3-1. They lost 1-0 at our ground. You didn't really hear much noise. Drew 0-0. Rodri, no one said anything, but at the end of the season, Rodri's like, oh, that's their mentality. So you've been seeing all of these little digs. It's like, what does that tell me? We're getting to you. We've rattled you. We are rattling you. And the things you don't like it. You want us to, you're talking about Liverpool. Yeah. Oh, at least Liverpool went head to head, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. We're not Liverpool. Get used to it. Why should we come to your ground and go head to head? We know what's going to happen if we do that. We know you're going to beat us, and then you'll congratulate us. Oh, you did so well, you played well, but we smashed you. What about all the seasons when we've tried to come head to head and we got pumped 5-0? How about that? How about the seasons before where we're trying to come to your ground to beat you and we get pumped? So I was disappointed. I didn't like the antics of Haaland. I didn't like all of that. They're complaining, and it's just a deflection. on how bad their second half was. All their
Agree.
players are saying stuff. Focus on yourself, Bernardo. You were terrible for the second half. Haaland telling the manager, not just the manager, bro. You're talking to an older man, bro. Like this guy, add a few more years. He's old enough to be your dad. You're telling him stay humble. Who are you?
What do you mean? Wait. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is what Haaland is doing. It's called psychological warfare. Like you said.
No, it's called being a twerp. It's called being a brat.
Okay, but yeah, you say
being, and it's called funny that he throws the ball at Gabriel's head when the guy go do that to his face then.
He would do it to his face.
Guy,
wait. Sorry.
Big Norwegian guy, go do that to Gabriel's face and see.
Of course he would. Of course he would. Bro, wait. Sorry.
Let him go do that to Favela Gabriel. Let him do that face to face. Who cares if Nordic meets you?
Nah.
You're talking to a guy who's gotten through real struggle. I've been to Norway. People live it good up there. You posho. Go do that to his face then. I didn't respect that at all. You're going there antagonizing people, and then you're telling the manager, "Oh, stay humble." Who are you, bro? Stay humble.
So, what do you mean? Who is he? He's the guy that scored. He's the guy that scored 100 goals for Man City. He's the guy that's been. Yes, you should care. Okay, no. But you've given your point. Now it's time to give my point.
You don't say that to an older man. You don't say that. That's disrespectful.
Why?
Bro.
Why?
That's that.
What you say disrespectful. How many times has Arteta been disrespectful to others on the touchline? It doesn't bother Arsenal. It doesn't bother Arsenal fans.
Disrespectful to who?
So Arteta's never been
who's he been disrespectful to?
So there's times when the ball's out of touch and he's kicking the ball away. All this little petulance that we see from certain Arsenal players and managers. Wait, 1 second. All I'm saying is don't pretend like Arsenal high mighty. Ben White literally lives to wind people up and goad them to the point whereby it's bordering on disrespectful.
I'm not saying. Of course, if you want to be petulant, be petulant. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, show respect.
Why? He doesn't respect you. Why does he have to show respect for a team he doesn't respect?
It's not about him respecting. It's not about him respecting Arsenal. Just show respect as a man. You don't do that.
Why?
You don't do that.
Why don't?
Bro, maybe we think different. You don't do that.
We do think different because it's not nice to see.
You're speaking to an older man, bro. You don't say you don't say stay humble, bro. If you're coming into a team whose success was built with what Arteta helped Pep do, you can't do that, bro.
Why?
Cannot.
Do you know what I think? I personally think it needs that spice. It needs because they like you said. I truly believe that Man City were a little bit rattled. They knew that they didn't.
Haaland was disrespectful, but the reason why no one's saying anything is okay, cool, fair enough. You're treble winner. You're treble winner. Bro, your internet is gone. What's going on? What's happened here? Internet gone.
Sorry, it's my internet. It was my internet. I thought.
Yeah. What I was saying is the only reason why people ain't saying anything is because he's a winner, which is fair enough. Fair enough. You've won. You're Mr. Treble. You're Mr. Fair enough. Keep stum. I thought it was disrespectful, but fair enough. If he wants to do that, do that. Fair enough.
No, listen. It is disrespectful, 100%. But he doesn't have to. Like as I said, he doesn't have to respect Arteta. Listen, Arteta's done fantastic things for Arsenal in the last couple of seasons, but he doesn't have to respect Arteta.
It's not about.
Okay, wait. You've given your
person. Go on.
Yeah, but you're saying respect your elders. This isn't Sunday school.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying
this ain't Sunday school. So what is this?
But you'll never see Bukayo Saka going up to Postecoglou. Stay humble. You wouldn't do that. Who does that?
That's Saka though. Many players will do that.
Tell me what
many players will do that.
Tell me what player would do. You wouldn't see that, bro.
John McGinn would probably do that. That's shithousery. Yeah. It's shithousery.
The only look at it this way. The only reason he did that, and it's allowed, and my man didn't get charged or anything, even for all of these antics, is because he's a winner. That's fair enough. All I'm saying is this: you can't. Like I've watched their documentary. I've watched I've watched how they approach things. All I'm saying, all the values that Man City talk about themselves as a club, blah blah blah. That all of that, it went out the window yesterday. I'm like, you're meant to be this. Oh yeah, like we do things right. We're City. You guys throwing your toys out the pram because we rattled you, right? Okay, fairs.
Yeah,
Fairs.
I actually agree. I think they were rattled, but like I don't like you don't have to like what Haaland did because you're the aggrieved club. He's doing it to your place, he's doing it to your manager. But as a neutral, I think it adds spice to the rivalry. Wait, one sec.
Look at the context of the match. Okay, go on.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is it adds spice to the rivalry. You said it yourself. Liverpool fans, they're cucks. They're like, oh, City pool, friends, oh, couples. Like this is
fair. That's a fair point.
It's a rivalry. So Haaland for me, Haaland, he's the home side. He scored his goal. Great. He didn't do much else because he wasn't allowed to do much else. And in the end of the game, his team have got an equalizer and he's stoking the flames. He's stoking the flames. He knows that Arsenal are serious competition, so he's stoking the flames. I don't see the issue with it. Yeah, this is as a neutral, this is what you want to see in a rivalry. They shouldn't like each other, as I said. So this is what I'm saying. He like that's why when what he did to Jesus as well, he little man Jesus. I love that from Haaland. Jesus didn't say nothing to him. He little man Jesus.
Notice he did that to Jesus. Why is he not doing that to Gabriel? Gabriel stood up. Why didn't he do that to Gabriel?
Because he did it to him on the pitch instead by scoring, by peeling off him.
Okay,
by peeling off him.
Okay, fair enough. He did that,
and then he physically dunked. When you lost 3-1, it was Gabriel that he blamed both times for his goal.
Fair enough. He did that.
He's packed Gabriel already.
Fair enough. He did that. But then when they locked horns on the pitch, Haaland wasn't saying the stuff he was saying to Gabriel Jesus. And plus, it's in the context of the game, bro. You needed some sort of scrappy, jammy goal to avoid beating a team that you're supposedly better than and that we need to be humble. Fair enough. Okay, fair. It is part of it. That point, I'll give you that. Okay, it's part of the game. Okay, let me make this point. Bruv, your team has just got... Fair enough, it's a last-minute equalizer, euphoria, title rivalry, but, bro, you have no right to be saying stay humble. Your team were within seconds of losing at home to a team that you guys keep trying to say you're better than, right? If I'm you, I'm getting straight into the tunnel and I'm angry. How have we let this happen? How have we let this team that are not champions, that are not better than us, come to our ground, put two past us, and we need some sort of jammy, scrappy garbage? It's just, and you can't do all of that and then say stay humble. Bro, where were you 45 minutes? Where were you? What were you doing? You were non-existent, bro. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But
I didn't realize you were so angry about it. But let's actually talk about the Man City performance because I actually think that's what they're probably most rattled. Yeah, I think that's what they were most rattled about because listen, Arsenal were brilliant defensively, but I think we need to criticize Pep Guardiola's decision making with his setup, and we need to criticize some of those performances as well. So for me, we said it on the Big Six before the game started. Like he went for experience with Kyle Walker over Rico Lewis because he didn't want Rico Lewis probably to get done by the pace of Martinelli. But when you're down to 10 and you're trying to go for this game, there's no need for Walker on the pitch. There's literally no need for Walker on the pitch. Rico Lewis should have come on that football pitch. And second of all, okay, cool. And this is where I have to criticize, again, the manager, and I also have to criticize some of the personnel because it's like, no Rodri's here and no KDB. Okay, now what can you do? Man City, what have you got for Arsenal with no Rodri, with no KDB? And we saw what they were on. They weren't on piss, right?
Zero.
Again, Savio was the only one that was trying on the right-hand side, but even Savio, it got to a point where I feel like they weren't getting the ball quick enough to him. And every time he did get the ball, now he's doubled up with Martinelli and Calafiori, right? I look at the Ruben Diaz. I lost track of the amount of times he was getting the ball and he's shooting through. When you have Ruben Diaz receiving the ball at the edge of the box on his left peg, not even his strongest foot, on his weakest foot and shooting, that tells me alarm bells has to be ringing as a manager. Yo, something is not right here. Why is it that he's getting a lot of this ball? Why is it that Kovacic is getting a lot of this ball? It's clear what Arsenal are doing. When Gvardiol's getting the ball, touch tight. When Kovacic has the ball and he's trying to find the pass, touch tight on Gundogan, touch tight on Haaland, touch tight on all of these players. If I'm Pep Guardiola, I'm saying, okay, cool. If that's how they're gonna play us, okay, Gundogan, maybe don't stay in the box. Maybe come out of the box and let's see what they can do. Maybe come out of the box and try and do something different. Bring on Phil Foden. Let him try and receive the ball at the edge of the area. And let's see if they want to try and come out and get touch tight to him. It didn't make any sense. It took Pep way too long to make those changes. And even me, I don't rate what Jack Grealish has done at Man City. But as a manager, I'm like, he did make a difference. I'm like, why is it taking you so long to bring them on? You're literally they did the same thing for like 80 minutes with no result, with no positive result. It was pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic for Man City. I'm sorry. 10 men at home, and you're complaining about Arsenal not playing the football that you want so they can open their back doors and get smashed. Like, that's ridiculous. As a Man City, Bernardo Silva, if I'm him, I'm like, bro, look inward. Look inward. Look at the fact that you had all this ball.
Exactly.
You couldn't even beat Martinelli. It was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And I keep saying it with some of these Man City players sometimes, yeah. And I hate that it's this game against the meanest defense in the league, but I always say it. And I said this to Steve as well. And Jack Grealish is the biggest case study for this. With Man City players, it is okay to go games where you literally do nothing for games on end, and it doesn't get spoken about. It does not get spoken about. So I don't want to hear it.
Because they're playing a well-oiled machine.
I don't want to hear it. Sorry. Like, I needed Man City to win that game of football. You're playing against 10 men at home. At home. I don't want to hear no excuse about parking the bus. You have to win that game of football. End of discussion.
Exactly. All this dark arts. Talk about why Gold Starboy was dead. Talk about why Bernardo was terrible. Talk about where Haaland's presence was in the
He was awful.
Talk about how bad. It's like, our game plan was clear. Like, they ain't got nothing on the ball, so let the players who are terrible on the ball have loads of touches. That's why Diaz had bare touches. So it was weird. I feel like Pep hesitated, but it's strange. It's almost like he was moving like he didn't want to lose at home, which is kind of mad to me. But yeah, I think he wanted to win. I just don't think he made the changes that he needed to win. I feel like for whatever reason, he kept believing that setup that he had in the second half was eventually going to bear fruit, and it didn't. It really didn't. The only moments that they had before Grealish and Grealish and Stones came on was Gvardiol, the shoot. Gvardiol just wasn't good, man. Think about it, man. When does Pep do all of this sort of stuff? When have we seen him act like this? Act kind of like the hesitation, the overthinking. When does he do it? Did it against Tuchel, Mourinho. When do you see Pep do it? Even at Ancelotti to an extent, when Real Madrid kept piping Bayern Munich.
Yeah, it's annoying, man. Anyway, let me read this super chat. Big up Suj. He says, big up Tobs and Tosin. Hit the likes and subscribe. People, quality content. Yeah, people, smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to our channels. Make sure you subscribe to Tosin's channel as well. The link is pinned in the chat. Just click there, subscribe. Get into 2K ASAP. He's at 300 away. Get into 2K ASAP and check out his latest upload as well. Yeah, I really want to zero in on this comment, right? Because okay, the equalizer. In fact, Gabriel's obviously scoring the header for the goal that put you lot 2-1 up. Good header. The equalizer itself, it's come from two players that he's brought on the pitch. Jack Grealish, first winning the corner and then quick thinking for the corner to try and find the pass to Kovacic, who gets the shot off. It gets blocked by one of your players and then John Stones for the follow-up. This super chat here, though, or this chat, sorry, it says damn near the entire second half was played outside Arsenal's box. They shouldn't need Rodri. That's props to Arsenal's defensive structure. Now, I do think we've given props to your defensive structure. It was immaculate in the second half. But that statement on they shouldn't need Rodri, you're right. They shouldn't need Rodri against 10 men as mean as the defense was, they shouldn't need Rodri against 10 men, but they do.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
They're a one-man team.
No, it's not. They're not a one-man team, but they needed
They
Rodri.
No,
they needed Rodri.
They're literally a one-man team.
They're not.
They are, because when he doesn't play, they don't win. It's simple.
They won every game that season. This season without him, up to that game.
Okay, but who they played?
Chelsea away. Brentford at home.
Chelsea away at the start of the season, right? Is a really hard game, right? They're good. They're in good form now because he's quantified who his team is, right? But Chelsea at the very, very start of the season,
West Ham away as well. Chelsea away, West Ham away.
What you mean, West Ham low block, Lopetegui?
Yeah, listen. All I'm saying is this: they've won games with Rodri, but I'm with you on the importance of Rodri because you saw that in the second half. If Rodri plays that game of football, Man City win that game with 10 men. That's 100%. A guarantee.
100%.
That's a guarantee. If he gets even 1/5 of the amount of touches that Ruben Diaz or Kovacic has, with the opportunity to find a pass, to switch play, or to shoot, it's Rap City.
I mean, they can prove me wrong, innit? He's out. For what we're hearing that he might be out for the season done. Prove me wrong. Show that the great Man City, with all their star-studded players, right, are more than adequate enough to fill in the gap and go on.
Listen, I think they can win a sizable amount of games without Rodri.
Yeah, they can.
And I think they're going to continue. I think they're going to continue their title race. But I'm actually with you on the blow. I think this is a huge blow for Man City. And in all honesty, I can't guarantee. Like before, I could actually guarantee, like the back of my hand, yeah, they're winning this league. I can't guarantee it now. I'm sorry, I just can't. Because they don't. If they had a contingency plan for Rodri, I can understand it. But when the contingency plan is Kovacic, who isn't a good passer, isn't as good on the shooting, isn't as good on the defensive end, and is also injury prone, right? Or a 33-year-old Gundogan who is fantastic in the final third, but now you're asking him to play number 6 potentially. And people talk about the on the ball quality stuff. Okay, cool, yes. But what about off the ball? What about when teams are breaking on Man City in transition, which we've seen already this season? Like this is what I'm trying to say. Like it's a huge blow for Man City.
Massive blow.
It's a huge blow. And we've seen Man City get by without big players. They've won Premier League. They won a Premier League title when Aguero was damn near injured for the whole season. They won a Premier League title when Kevin De Bruyne. This is another test for Pep Guardiola. If any manager can do it, he can. But I actually think if I look at their squad, if I look at the squad that they've assembled versus the player they've lost, I think this is the first time where I can actually say, you know what, this might actually impact you. Because when they lost Kevin De Bruyne in 18-19, they still had players. They still had Sterling, Sane, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Fernandinho, Aguero. They still had clutch players. They signed Riyad Mahrez that season, so they were they were stacked with an abundance of quality. Now, if I look at this team and I'm talking about that midfield in particular, with no Kevin De Bruyne available, by the way. Yeah. When you take Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri out of that midfield, it looks very, very ordinary. It looks so ordinary. Bernardo is a quality player, but we know he blows hot and cold sometimes. Phil Foden, yep, he's a quality player, but we know he's not a playmaker. So then saying
he's more a trequartista,
he's the guy who receives passes.
Like a Del Piero that literally gets the ball, slaps it. Simple.
He's the guy that receives the passes. So now you're saying, okay, who? Now maybe we might have to rely on Matheus Nunes, Kovacic, Gundogan, and potentially John Stones in the 6. Calvin Phillips.
John Stones could do the 6 role, to be honest. He could actually do that.
I think he's
he can.
He's a quality player, but I just think he's overhyped, John Stones.
He can, but like that will get exposed. That 100% will get. He can, and I like what you said. If there's any manager that can do it and make his team adapt, it's Pep. He's the best in the world at doing this. So it's not guaranteed all of a sudden now Arsenal must win. No, like they are one man team because let's be honest, without Rodri, Man City are completely different. They're completely different. But if there's a manager that can reinvent the team and whatnot, it's Pep. But
I
that's the thing.
completely forgot about this. Calvin Phillips went to Ipswich. I completely forgot.
Yeah,
He went to Ipswich.
But there's one thing people are forgetting. People are saying, "Oh yeah, KDB, Rodri went off injured." Are we forgetting that Odegaard wasn't on the pitch? Marino wasn't on the pitch. Are we forgetting that too? Of probably our starting three in midfield weren't on the pitch. You didn't hear any moaning. Oh yeah, we're playing this week. Oh yeah, it's like, come on, man, come on.
What do you mean you didn't hear any moaning? Your fans have been moaning about that for weeks.
Sorry,
just because you don't moan. Your fans have been moaning about the injuries for weeks.
The weak-minded fans have been moaning. It's part of the game. You get injuries. You get injuries, bro.
I agree. It is part of
it happen. Pep always makes it happen.
Yeah, I agree as well. And I think I'm hoping, and I'm still going to bank on him doing it, but I just don't think that it's as much of a guarantee with this Rodri injury. I think that is significant for them. I think the only player who could probably do the best job there in possession is Gundogan, because I think he's got the technical quality to actually play these passes, but I don't know about his durability. I don't know what he's going to be like in defensive phases. I don't know how many games he's going to get to play this season.
Collectively, they've got the quality to kind of like plug the gaps temporarily, but we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely going to be interesting, and maybe they even go into the transfer market to buy someone. Who knows?
Yeah. Big up Swooney as well for the super chat. He says, if City are a one-man team, Arsenal must win the league now.
Oh, come on. That's not what I meant.
Yeah, but you called them a one-man team.
Yeah, they are. Come on. They are a one-man team.
Okay, so if that one man isn't available, then you should win the league.
No, come on.
That's what you said. Big up Swooney. That's what you said.
Look at the stats. They are a one-man team. When Rodri, compare them to when Rodri plays to when Rodri doesn't play. I was just stating.
Okay.
Just because they're a one-man team doesn't mean they don't have the quality to kind of make up gaps in there. Like, I don't like that. That's disingenuous, sir.
It's not disingenuous. He's literally called out what you said. If they're a one-man team and that one man isn't available, then that's
all I'm saying is the guy inside me wants to say it, but I've been burnt 2 seasons in a row now, so I gotta be calm. We're still only 6 games into the season. What is it? 6 games into the season.
Boy, all I know is this, and I'm gonna say it on a Big Six tonight to Big Steve. All I know is this: I better see John Stones, Mr. Generational, revolutionize the centre back DM. I better see John Stones in the midfield. People have been telling me that he's elite because he plays DM. So play him in DM, no problem. That's what I'm gonna say tonight. No problem. Yeah, no Rodri, no problem. Play him in DM. Because I've been told he's world class because he plays the centre back role and goes into the midfield. So now keep him in the midfield.
I'm not with your Stones agenda. He's a good. I think he's a good player, to be honest.
No, he's more than a good player. He's a quality player, right? But the reason why I have this agenda is because there's a bit too much dip on the chip when it comes to John Stones. Like, people overgas this guy. They pretend that he's an all-timer when it comes to centre backs.
Not all-timer, but he's very high quality. Like, in the world.
No, he is. Of course, he's high quality. He's a top technician. He's a good defender, and he's actually put up quality seasons for Man City in the last couple of years. But 1, he misses a lot of football. 2, he wasn't the first centre back to actually go into midfield. And 3, stop talking about him like he's this generational centre back. He's not. Simple. He's not. There are better centre backs than John Stones. When I'm hearing that he's better than Saliba from certain Man City fans, he's better than Van Dijk, he's better than this, he's better than Rudiger, he's better than this. No, he's not better than any of these.
He's not better than any of those, but he's a quality centre back.
Yeah, he is, and that's my take on it. That's my take on it. But that's not enough for certain Man City fans. So you said that he's world class because he goes into this midfield role. So let me see him in this midfield role. That's all. That's all. Anyway, before we end this, because I knew this was going to get dominated by Arsenal.
I got time.
I want to get
got like maybe 10, 15 minutes. So
no. I want to get your thoughts on the Tottenham performance. We have to talk about Tottenham because it's been all Arsenal. It's the truth. I want to talk about Arsenal. This is about.
I didn't even bother watching Tottenham. Like, come on. Why would I bother? Why would I watch? I watched the highlights, but I don't care about you guys. And from what it looked like Brentford had a couple good chances.
Are you crazy? We had 23 attempts. We had 3.51 XG.
I'm just,
We had
I'm
we had
just,
6 big
bruv,
chances. Are you sick?
bruv. I'm just going by what I saw on Sky Sports, bro.
What do you mean you don't care about us?
I don't. I didn't watch your match. Are you serious? Why would I watch Spurs versus Brentford? Why would I watch that? Come on, you can't be serious. What?
Okay,
What?
highlights at least. I'm not expecting you to watch a 3 p.m. Highlights at least. Stop trying to little boy us, because now you're getting too big for your boots.
No, I'm not. So the thing is, I actually didn't watch the game. Sky Sports made it seem as if it was like an end-to-end game.
It wasn't.
Because when I watched it this morning, they showed a bunch of they showed that Brentford had obviously and Mbeumo scored his goal. Vicario had to make a save where he clawed it. Vicario looked shaky. It looked like he should have gotten a red.
Yeah.
Madison looked good. He looked sharp.
No, Madison was 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Madison looked really good. But what made me say that about him is not just his quality on the ball. I like his intensity off the ball. I like to see him chasing, harassing, it was like him saying like a big shut up to the people who were saying he doesn't have the physical profile to be doing that type of stuff anymore. It was good to see Solanke. I like Solanke. I don't like Spurs, but I like Solanke. So it was good to see him get the goal. Madison was really good. But like I wasn't even saying this to take the mickey. If you watch the Sky Sports highlights, it makes it seem as if Brentford were always in the game. They weren't getting dominated on.
They were, yeah. So
because even your third goal comes directly after a decent Brentford chance, right?
No, it wasn't a decent Brentford chance.
Yeah.
Our third goal came from a set play. They didn't create. I don't think they created a chance in that moment. And this is the height of the domination. Let me tell you, this is the height of the so-called domination by Sky Sports. Yeah. Let me show you this. Yeah. The height of the so-called domination. 1 second. So they managed to keep more possession than us for the first. I think that's probably the first time we've lost possession this season. The possession stat this season. But we had. Let me tell you this. Yeah, we had more big chances. We had more big chances in the game over 90 minutes than they had shots. That's what you call domination. Yeah, we had 7 big chances. They had 6 shots the entire game. This is what I don't like. This is Tottenham Hotspur in a nutshell. We peppered them. That score should have been about 7 or 8 that we should have put past them. We only put 3 because we don't have killers in the final third, and we don't have killers in the final third. And on the other end, where they were sort of turning over possession because we were pressing them well, we also turned over possession because of our stupidity, like you said, with Vicario, with certain players just giving away the ball, and it led to their moments. They had 6 shots. They had 6 shots the whole game, and they did have big chances. They had a big chance with Mbeumo. They had a big chance with the header. That was it.
But that's the thing, though. I was going to ask a question. Because Brentford had a lot of injuries. Well, they have a couple injuries, right? Visa injured. Obviously, the goal they gave away was terrible by Ethan Pinnock. What was it? It's the goal. The second goal, was that Ethan Pinnock? Was that him that had? No, yeah, it was the first goal that he had the ball nicked, right? But
so yeah, when he played it, and Maddison just won the ball.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, if you didn't tell me all of this, right, and maybe next time I read match reports and whatnot, like I genuinely wasn't trying to take the mickey. Like I don't watch Spurs matches. I don't really, unless they're playing like a big team.
My fault. I didn't send you the agenda quick enough.
Yeah, I don't
been watching it.
I'm not gonna, and if that offends Spurs fans on here, let it offend you. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go out my way to, oh yeah, let me watch Tottenham. Like no, like sorry, but I think you got to find it concerning, right? That you said you slapped them, completely dominated them, but yet this is a team that's depleted on injuries, and you're still giving away big chances.
Agree.
Not just 2, but like 3, 4.
No, not 3, 4. It was literally like 2
to 3.
The
Cheap to
Mbeumo
finish.
goal was a ridiculous strike. Yeah,
That
I
was a
agree. I
fantastic
agree.
finish.
And that's my problem with Tottenham in a nutshell. We give away too many cheap openings, and either because of random stupid lapses or because of the way we play by design, it leaves gaps on the football pitch. And when we turn over possession, and we make it sometimes too easy for teams to hurt us. I actually think we've been better at defending transitions this season. I think we've been better at defending set pieces this season, but there's still that chink in the armor because of the way we set up. We still give teams a gap, right? And I think that's my problem with Tottenham in a nutshell. We
Let
don't
me even
have
look
enough
at
in the top end to make
let
teams
me look
pay.
at
And then
Brentford's
in the bottom end, we
injuries.
give away too many easy chances. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's
And
that,
this is it from 24/7. You're always going to give away two free chances, regardless who you are.
not really. Not really. Like I mean, I see the point you're coming from, but like I remember matches. I'm not even trying to use Arsenal. Like I remember matches where we played like Sevilla or something, and like legit, like we squished them, like absolutely squished them. Like they had like one shot the whole game, like one shot. I mean, maybe and that shot came like at like the 90th minute or something. So
I remember.
the way you're talking, I'm expecting it to be a thing where it's just complete. Like the ball is most of the players in their half.
It
They're
was.
shutting them out, and it probably was. I'm not trying to say it wasn't, but it's like okay, cool. For all of that, you're still giving away like chances good enough to be shown on a highlights reel. That's
Agree.
concerning to me, right?
Agree.
And and the thing is, again, what it shows is we know Spurs have got that in their locker. We we know Spurs they can overwhelm these types of teams. Like that's not the issue. Your issue is can you put in complete performances? For me, if you're telling me you dominated, I'm looking for complete. I'm looking for near perfection. I'm looking for not just you guys see domination as okay, what you're the dirt you're doing in midfield and what you're doing in terms of raining shots on goal, creating high quality chances. That's all good. But if we're talking complete domination, I want to see it from back to front. And you
Agree.
don't really have those types of games in your locker, regardless of
You
who you
say
play.
yeah. I agree. I think Pedro Porro. I think Destiny was strong defensively. I thought he was really good. I thought Van der Ven was really good defensively. I thought Romero was good defensively as well. But the problem is, I think Vicario had a wobbly. He had a mixed game.
Yeah,
He
what's
had
going on
so
with him
many.
this season?
He had
Is it
no.
because
He
he's a
had.
good,
He had.
in my opinion, he's a good keeper,
He is.
but I don't know. He seems a bit more hesitant. Like
No.
one of his features last season, quick off his line, going.
He's still quick. He's still quick off his line. He's still quick off his line when the ball's in play, right? When the ball's in play, and we're in and yeah, when the ball is in play and let's say a player's through and goal, he's still quick off his line. I think with Vicario, he's just very, very weak at claiming. Like he's not good at coming off his line in dead ball situations to claim stuff. He's not good at like trying to bully his way into a crowd of men to try and claim. And when he does try to claim, he drops it. So, like, case in point, the situation that almost led to him, could have potentially led to him being sent off. He's tried to come and
How did
claim
he
it.
not get sent off for that?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
That is
crazy. But
mad.
he's tried to come and claim the ball, right? He's completely fumbled it. He's dropped it, and then he's treating it like a hot potato outside the box. So, like, I think some of our issues this season, it's been because we've shot ourselves in the foot with moments like that. Like even the first goal, Kulusevski, who I didn't think played well, he gives away the ball. He gives away the ball in our own half. And in the Premier League, like teams are so ruthless, and
But
they'll punish your every.
don't you find it mad though? It's so strange because individually you've got class defenders, in my opinion, as an Arsenal fan. That's Destiny Udogie. I would take him at Arsenal. I'll take him. Van der Ven, I'd take him. Romero, I would take him, right? Pedro Porro is a good right back. I wouldn't take him because we're well covered there, right? But the point I'm making is, how does a guy like Mbeumo have that much space? That much space. Of course, he hits it first time and it's a fantastic goal. But my man had a lot of space to do that. He could have brought it down if he wanted to and then slapped it away. Don't you find that concerning?
I think we have structural issues. I've been saying this. I think there's two things. One, I think we have structural issues, and two, I think at times our defenders can have momentary lapses. Genuinely, I believe that. And I think that's the difference ultimately. Like I think we have some quality defenders, but I don't think they're elite. I think they could be elite, but I don't think they're close to being elite now for these moments. I think they switch off sometimes. They're not tight enough sometimes, and they give teams an opening sometimes. But generally, I put a lot of it down to the way we're set up. I think fundamentally, the way we're set up, sometimes our rest defense, it's just not ideal. There's still too many gaps.
Also,
But
it's a lack of leadership as well. Like, who's the leader? They don't really strike me as leaders. Like, guys, come on, they don't really strike me. They don't really give me that type of vibe.
yeah, it's meant to be Romero, but in all honesty, I do think we're missing that
I don't see him do that.
authoritative. I agree. I said it's meant to be Romero because he's the vice captain, but if I'm being honest, I think we're missing that authoritative figure in the back line. I don't think we have someone who commands. Like for me, when we back in the day, Jan Vertonghen, people would say Alderweireld was a better centre back, but Jan Vertonghen was a commander. Led the king, commander.
Jan Vertonghen, leader. Even Alderweireld, to an extent, was a leader. Like he was.
He not really, but he would lead by example. But he wasn't like a leader, like proper vocal. That was for me. That was Jan Vertonghen.
Yeah,
but
okay.
They're young. I think it's something that we need to look at, to be honest. But I think most importantly for me, I need to see the structure change, and I think I have seen some changes. I've seen some changes this season, but I feel like just because of the way we play and some of the players that we have in specific positions, we're not going to really get to bear fruit of some of those changes because there's still gaps. Okay, we're better at defending set pieces, but we still conceded from a set piece from Arsenal. Okay, we're better at defending transitions last season to this season, but we're still susceptible. Do you get what I'm saying? So, let me just quickly go through super chats, then we'll end the stream. So big up Ibby as well. He's an Arsenal fan. He's going to be on the Big Six later, no doubt. He says, do you think Arsenal this is a question for you. Do you think Arsenal continues with Leo, I'm not calling him Leo, Trossard in the 8 or 10? Or is there another idea you think could work? Got Leicester next week will tell us a lot. Big up to you, bro.
That's a great question. I think it depends on Ethan, how well he does against Bolton. Because he can force out. I think he can easily play there. He can easily play in the 8, in my opinion. It just depends on if he does enough to impress Arteta. Against Bolton on Wednesday. And I agree with that comment. That's a fair comment. What's his name? Quality. Was a quality defender. But Jan Vertonghen was a leader. 100%.
For me, those two, I don't think they got their flowers.
I saw it for Spurs and for Belgium. I hated him. I hated Vertonghen.
When they were at Tottenham, I don't think they got their flowers. Like they were. Yes,
they did. Come on, they were.
I don't think they did. I said they were elite defenders when they were at Tottenham. They were for me. They were world class centre backs, and I got told no, they weren't. I thought they were elite, bro. I thought they were elite. They were monster. And your defense, mind you. Your defense, right? That you conceded something like 29 goals last season, didn't you?
Yeah,
I think
we
conceded 3 goals less. We conceded like 26 goals with these guys playing most games, and they still don't get the credit. But it's fine. It's all good. All good.
They were sick.
The rule, no. Anyway, big up Sam. He says, Toby, what position do you believe Spurs would be in this season if you had Kane still? We'd be higher for sure. We'd have. If we had Kane, Leicester's a win. Newcastle is a dub, in my opinion. And that game yesterday, that game of the weekend, 3-1, that's a 6 or 7-1 if we had Kane.
100.
Straight.
I think
if we had Kane, it's 1-0 against Arsenal. In that Solanke moment, it's 1-0.
Yeah. I agree with that. I fully agree with that. If you had Kane, it just maybe the margin that you lose games by would go down drastically because you'd score more goals.
We still have the same
issues. You definitely collect a lot more. You definitely collect more points.
Yeah.
100%.
I think the pressing from the front wouldn't be as aggressive, but we'd score more goals for sure. Big up F.
Oh, go on.
Go on. What's strange?
Because the whole Kane point, it's like I feel like now you guys, it's weird. When he was there, I don't think you created as much as you do now, and yet you guys were raining buckets in terms of goals. But if I look at your team now, against teams, you actually create a lot of chances. Fair enough against Arsenal.
Do you know what though?
You create a lot of chances, but you don't. So it's that clinical edge. That's what Kane adds.
And you know what's crazy? I did the maths. We don't actually lost Ange Postecoglou. This is why I don't get like I'm not Ange out. This is why I'm really not Ange out, because there's still positives to the way he plays. We scored more goals last season than we have done in the last 4 or 5 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
With no Kane, with Brendan Johnson, with Werner, with a half fit and low quality Richarlison. We scored more goals last season than we did the season prior, the season before that, the season before that, the season before that. Anyway, big up F94 for the super chat. He says, if Spurs go on a run, will Coventry be Ange's turning point? Because for me, Chelsea 3-1 win in 2021 when Arteta was 15 was his turning point. Ange could escape the second. Bro, listen, I think that Coventry game, it could potentially be a turning point. We need to see. Time will tell. But for me, I've always been under the opinion that he can escape this second season syndrome. He absolutely can, because there's still. This is it. We spoke about this last week. Just
not even drastic changes. Just tweaks.
Exactly. Just look inward. Just minor change. You look at the game against Brentford. One thing that he did against the game against Brentford that I wish he did against Arsenal. Yeah. Like, Son was the one that was getting the ball a lot on the edge of the area to try and run at players, and he was doubled up against them, right? Against Brentford, Maddison was the one that was getting the ball on the left and trying to go at players. Destiny Udogie was constantly overlapping, constantly trying to stretch. Like, why didn't you do that against Arsenal? If you do that, like, why don't you try and mix up the variety of attack when it's not when your base way isn't working?
Yeah, but I think anyway, with us, he's obviously with Brentford, he's less afraid of the threat when you lose when you turn the ball over, I guess.
Anyway, man, I think it's in his control. Like, I can't blame him for Spurs not signing enough quality attackers. I can't blame him for favoritizing some of the stinky ones like Werner and stuff, but I can't blame him for Spurs all signing kids and just one senior player.
Yeah, so I like Ange. I think I said it last season. I think he's a good manager. Like, look, like there's a lot. He's a good manager.
Yeah, I just think they're
good manager.
Very stubborn, and that's what I'm thinking. I think there are things in his control that he can do to change his fortunes at Spurs. There are. So that's why, and I'm hoping that he changes that, and that's why I feel like he can and will bounce back. But anyway, Tosin, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Don't let Haaland rattle you too much. For those who are still watching as well, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to both my channel and Tosin's channel as well. The link to his channel is pinned, and there's another link to the channel in the stream title. So yeah, man, let us know your thoughts, let us know your comments, and yeah, hopefully we'll be back next week. Take care. Bless up and have a great week. Peace.